On the day the apostle, Genesis days. Straight from the scene of misery and stress, right around the corner from skinny jeans and death. Born in iniquity, families in debt. Came a rare breed, the last MC left. Yes, exclamation, less blessed the nation. The game been dead way past expiration. I came to breathe life, now that's respiration. Let's astro project to unknown destinations. Past the crossroads where souls and thoughts go. Flying through the heavens, embrace the cosmos. You enter the realm with no sound, your thoughts glow. A journey through my mind and find what Lord knows. Street mysticism with ancient wisdom. Rebel soul flow to take back the system. While you reminiscing with the game's missing, I answered your prayers, just take a seat and listen.
Taking over your radio, stereo, coming through your speakers. Let us put you in a soul. Your ears are like the speakers to your soul. So let the music take control. We taking over your radio, your stereo. We coming through your speakers. Let us put you in a soul. Your ears are like the speakers to your soul. So let the music take control.
Just a breath of fresh air, heaven for your ears. You waited for so long, but it's evident it's here. It's like a comet that comes every several years. You search for a cure, now the medicine is here. Not in capsules, it's active rap flows that go through earlobes and captures your soul. Penetrate the mind, transcend through time. Make you wanna play it again, come rewind. I'm not a witch doctor, just a hip-hopper that spit rhyme flows to balance your chakras. On another plane, on the other things, meditate in the rain, waiting on the mother plane. Saw it in a dream, turned out it was a vision. Caught an intuition of my prophetic mission. To weaponize the rhythm, the war with the system. Set free the slaves, unlock the mental prisons.
Take this over your radio, stereo. We coming through your speakers. Let us put you in a soul. Your ears are like the speakers to your soul. So let the music take control. We taking over your radio, your stereo. We coming through your speakers. Let us put you in a soul. Your ears are like the speakers to your soul. So let the music take control.
Relax yourself, wanna dedicate this. Relax yourself, world peace of mind. 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 Relax yourself, world.
Peace and power, family. Peace and power to everyone under the sound of my voice. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know that this is an impromptu Truth to Power talk, but not really a Truth to Power talk, just coming online to really build with my brothers and sisters. Shout out to everybody who joined as soon as you got the notification. Shout out to, I see brother Steve is in the buildings. He says, greetings from St. Louis, Missouri. Peace and love to you, beloved. Thank you so much for tuning in. I see my girl, the Queen Mother, a beautiful mind, is in the building. She said, peace and love, family. And I see brother Rob Murrow is in the building. He said, greetings, family, Pride Heart, Philly, Rainbow, Philly, peace and love to you. He said, sorry, wrong heart, and then gave me all of these hearts right here. So peace and love to you, brother Rob. I see Ahmad the Apostle is in the building, family, and you just heard his new song, Ahmad the Apostle, and in Genesis Days, the Paradigm Shift. That was their song called Breath of Fresh Air. What I'm going to do right now, family, is drop the link in the chat. And so peace to you, brother Ahmad, family. He's going to be doing a virtual release party the beginning of July. That's when the project will be released, family. And so he will be in the building. I'm going to bring him on to discuss the project. And we're going to be hearing samples and things of that nature, listening to some samples and just trying to pick his brain about what he was trying to convey in the song and what motivated him to produce the song and his wife. And so we're going to be talking about all of that stuff. So family, make sure that you're in the building for the virtual release party for the Paradigm Shift, brother Ahmad. And peace be upon the soul of Genesis days. And so thank you so much, beloved, for tuning in. Family, take a moment out to thumb up this video. Thumb up this video. Also, family, make sure that you share this video. You know how the YouTube algorithm works. The more you thumb it up, the more you share it, the more it begins to circulate on social media. So, family, thumb it up and circulate it, right? Don't we always say each one teach one? Well, in the 21st century, family, each one teach one is just a tap of a button, right? Just a tap of a button. And so anyway, it also Amaday, I appreciate, brother, you having me on the platform. He also has a platform, a podcast, and he brought me on last Thursday. And family, it was about polygamy, and I showed my butt. It was a beautiful build, but I knew there was a brother on there. And shout out to that brother Coyote. He was on the panel, and I saw that he was operating with some white ideas, and so that actually inspired me to go live to talk about the white myths, right? The acceptance of white myths. We operate with a lot of white myths that we don't even know that we do. You see what I'm saying? And so even as enlightened or as woke or as conscious as many of us purport to be, we still operate with white beliefs. Whiteness is inside all of us. And so I love, shout out to Dr. Wade Nobles, who called it an infection. He said we are infected with whiteness and that we got to rid ourselves of that disease. Ashe. And so anyway, we were talking about polygamy. And the more the brother was talking, the more I realized that his mindset was of a European religious male. I'm going to say a 17th, 18th century European religious male. A lot of the ideas that he espoused was very, very European. And so when I saw that, I was going at him, family. And so anyway, I'm going to drop the link in the chat so you all can check out that build. But I started going at him, because I realized what it was. And it really was that, he was operating with a lot of European myths. He's accepted, and he has he operates, like I said, with European myths. And I think that's the best that I can describe it, family. So anyway, I'll drop the link so you can check out that discussion on polygamy. And for those who don't know, I do support polygamy. I also support monogamy, right? But anyway, I'll send you the link so you can check it out. But shout out to the people in the building. I see Sankofa Ace Yoga is in the building. Peace and love. I look forward to working with your children, Sankofa. I think you said that you enrolled some of your children in the UACI Summer STEM Camp. And so thank you so much, brother, for doing that. Kenny Love, much love to you, sir. Peace and love to you. I see Black Ace is in the building. He said, respect from Buffalo, New York. Dr. Maat, thank you and your team for all of the great work. Thank you so much, Warrior, for supporting the work. Appreciate you, brother. Who else we got in the building? Kenny Love said, you're always going to get love from Kenny. Appreciate you, Warrior. Appreciate you. And I see Suntan is in the building. Suntan says, Hotep to you as well. So anyway, family, make sure that you thumb up the video. Thumb it up, thumb it up, thumb it up. Also share it. Let's get the views up. I have a few announcements to make before we jump into today's discussion. Just a few announcements, family. Make sure that you enroll your child in the UACI Summer STEM Camp, family. Is going down on July the 10th, from July the 10th through July the 21st. Okay. There's not another experience out there like this. All right. Bring your family, get your children enrolled in this Summer STEM Camp. It's going to be a 2-week virtual experience. Initially, it was going to be a 2-week virtual and in-person experience, but we decided to go all virtual, family. We only have 30 slots, and about 17 or 18 of those slots are filled. We only have 12 more slots. The children will be on from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Friday. The first 2 hours, they're going to be on with Baba Amin, and he's going to talk about our history, our contributions to science, technology, engineering, art, agriculture, and mathematics for about an hour and a half, I'm going to say, an hour and a half to 2 hours. Okay. And he's also going to bring on brother Sean Gales, who is a K through 12 educator. So they're going to be on teaching the babies about our history as it relates to science, technology, engineering, art, agriculture, and mathematics. And then your children will be on with me and my instructors for 2 hours. Okay, during that time, we're going to go over engineering concepts. And so the children will be exposed to cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. And so, family, in the words of one of my colleagues, it will behoove you to be in the building to make sure that your child gets this experience. AI is taking over, family. AI is taking over. STEM is taking over. And so, look, only 5% of engineers and scientists are Black people. And so, you think that Black people are locked out now. In 5 years, a lot of these jobs that we have, robots will be doing them. A lot of the decision making will be done by artificial intelligence algorithms. And we already know, and has already been demonstrated, that these AI and machine learning algorithms contain what? Bias, right? Bias. Okay. And so if you got a whole bunch of white folks that are programming and creating these things, you think that Black folks not if you don't think that, Black folks will be still experiencing racism and white supremacy, that's not going to go anywhere, especially in the AI and in machine learning era. Okay, as long as you have them programming these artificial intelligence algorithms and machines and all sorts of stuff, making decisions about your credit, making decisions on where you live, and if you qualify for a loan, or do you get into this particular university or college. Come on, family. Our babies have to get in STEM or STEAM, science, technology, engineering, art, agriculture, mathematics. We got to get involved. And if we don't, if you think Black folks are disenfranchised and marginalized, or any other eyes you can think of, wait until 5 years come. So you want to make sure that your babies get in programs like the UACI summer camp. And so what I'm going to do, family, is drop the link in the chat. Like I said, we only have about 12. We only have about 12 or 13 slots left. If I were you, I would enroll today. The form is very short to fill out. If I scroll down to the bottom, look at this. You see myself and Baba Amin are here. If I scroll down to the bottom, look at this. This is a really short, basic form to fill out. I mean, you can fill it out in less than 5 minutes. All right. So make sure, family, that you do right by your children, that you do right by your family, do right by your community and your people by getting them enrolled in programs such as the UACI Summer STEM Camp. Who else do I see in the building? Who is that? Nayasha, did Dr. Maat have, you said, did Dr. Maat have talked about Polight? Oh, I've been on platforms, sister, and I have spoke about Brother Polight, if that's what you all, that's what he goes by, Brother Polight, but he's never been a brother to me. But Brother Polight. And I'm glad that you brought him up, but now you didn't, now that's a trigger. I'm gonna have to put his name in the title because I'm getting ready to go in on him. So, family, you know that Brother Polight, that's what he goes by, Brother Polight. Brother Polight was arrested last year, and he was charged with, allegedly sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl. And we found out that it was a 14-year-old girl of the daughter of a woman, a young lady that he was involved with. And there were also rumors prior to that. There was a video that Sinetta put out some years ago when him and Polight was beefing back and forth. And Sinetta said in his video, and you all can find it, everything that I'm telling you is on the internet, it's on YouTube. But in the video, Sinetta accused Polight of, harboring an underage young girl. He said that a young lady that he was dealing with back then, one of her daughters, ran to California with Brother Polight. And so these allegations have been out there for quite some time. And I see now that there are rumors circulating now that he's getting ready to take a plea deal. There was the brother Whack 100. He put out an audio on his IG page of him going at Polight and and saying some things to him, and then there's been dozens of brothers who have been making videos about Brother Polight. But let me say this to you guys, and I don't want to give this too much energy. Where was all of this energy, right? Because I see all of these brothers making videos about Brother Polight. It's almost like every day somebody puts out a video about Brother Polight and, and what, his alleged charges and him possibly pleading guilty and, how he's this menace to the conscious community. Where was all of this energy when Brother Polight was walking around in New York and he was accused of scamming the community? They said he defrauded the community out of thousands of dollars, right? Brother Polight should have been G-checked years ago. So to me, I'm just being real. I think it's corny now, right? like to be getting online. I think it's actually corny to make videos about anybody. I'm not from that generation, family. I'm an early 80s baby. I was born in 81. So I'm from that generation where you had an issue with someone, you pulled up on that person, right? I remember back in the day when people would like be on the telephone and we'd be like, what? We ain't gonna argue with you. Send us your address. We'll pull up. Like this, I think this whole era that we're in where supposed grown men are online making videos about other so-called grown men, I think that's corny. I think that if you got a problem with a brother or a sister, pull them up. Pull up. Like you all going back and forth online. Oh, yeah, he did this. Where was that same energy when that dude was walking around in New York and people, accused him of defrauding the community out of thousands of dollars? Why didn't you all check Polight back then? When Sinetta put out a video talking about Polight, running around with, somebody's daughter, underage daughter. Why didn't y'all check him then? And then it was rumors about he's pimping his wives, he's prostitute. Why didn't y'all check him then? You wait until he locked up somewhere or he's on the other side of the country, and then you want to make 50 million videos about it. I think that's corny. I think that's real corny, in my opinion. Now you want to make videos about him. Brother Polight disrespected me, and shout out to Brother Ankh and Brother Ben at the time. Brother Ben, Brother Ankh, the brothers from the squad, they stepped up and they said some things to him. They checked him because he was very disrespectful toward me, and his video is a video on the internet about that. All you got to do is type in Dr. Maat addresses Brother Polight's disrespect, and so anyway, he's been doing that. And so now people want to get online and make videos and all of that. It's corny. He should have been checked a long time ago. He should have been ostracized a long time ago. But that goes back to a video that I made a few months ago entitled Black People Are Too Tolerant. We tolerate a lot of foolishness in our community, and that's why our families are what they are right now. The state of our communities are what they are right now. Our children are what they are right now because we are too tolerant. Black people are too tolerant. And so that's my spill on Brother Polight. I think it's corny. I think what he did, if he did that, because we know we got to, in these videos, we got to say allegedly, right? Because if not, they take your video down. So if these allegations are true, then he's a scumbag, right? Like anybody who violates a child is a scumbag. And so if these allegations are true, then he's a scumbag. And I also think that it's corny that people are making 50 million videos about him. Go holler at that man. Go pull him up. Find out where he is. Like George Zimmerman is still walking around. I think that's corny. But then the Black community, we sit here and say, oh, we got gangsters in the Black community. And I'm like, where? Where are the gangsters in the Black community when you have people who have violated our men, women, and children walking around? Even in Baltimore, the police officers who killed Freddie Gray, the police officers who killed Tyrone West. They're not hiding. They're not hiding. These people are out and about. But then we say that we got gangsters in the Black community. I always say that Black people are only gangsters when it comes to themselves. I know y'all going to get mad with me. Black people only gangsters when it comes to themselves. Because when it comes to other groups of people, you don't do anything. You got Chinese people who own stores in our communities calling our children niggas and saying all kinds of stuff. And you all not G-checking them, but you'll go G-check. You'll go check Tyrone or Shaquita or whoever in the hood. You'll do that. But you don't G-check these other people, these outsiders who violate the community. It's corny at this point. It's real corny at this point. And so will the real men please stand up? That's where I'm at. Will the real men please stand up? Right? Brother Rob says this. He said, Dr. Maat, those brothers going at the Polight are the biggest hypocrites. Absolutely, right? He said they're equally scamming the community. At least some of them are. I couldn't agree with you more. And the Queen Mother, Beautiful Mind said a lot of these Black men, they're soft. That's corny. You go online and you making a video about the dude. Go out there and see that man. That's all. Go holler at him. Go pull up that man in person. Y'all making 50 million. Every time I turn around, they got live streams on Brother Polight. This man then got accused of defrauding the community out of thousands of dollars, and now y'all want to make a video. Where was the same energy 6, 7, 8 years ago? Where was the same energy? That man wasn't hiding from you. He was walking around in New York. It's corny. This culture is corny to me nowadays. You got an issue with someone, instead of making a video, pull that man up, pull that woman up. You tweeting and doing and saying stuff that you know daggone well you wouldn't say to that person's face. The internet to me has become a playground for cowards. You sit right there and you'll tweet and you say things about people that you know if you were in that person's presence, you wouldn't say nothing. Hell, you've been in that person's presence and you didn't say nothing. It's corny. It's corny. Peace to instructor K. Caldwell said, all facts. Peace, warrior. I see Khalil is in the building. Peace. Brother Eddie Kane says, shaking my head. I've been wondering where Dr. Maat has been. Just subscribe. Glad I found you. Peace and love to you, Eddie. Glad that you subscribe, family. Make sure that you thumb up this video, family. Thumb up the video. Share the video. Share the video, family. Also, family, I just finished talking to you about the UACI camp. And I'm going to let Baba Amin in a sec. Hold on. I talked to you about it, family. Get your child in this camp ASAP. Get your child in this camp ASAP. Peace and love to you, Baba.
Peace and love. Black power. How you feeling?
I'm feeling all right, Baba. I can't complain. Somebody, I have triggers, Baba. And so someone triggered me. Yeah, someone triggered me. They said, have Dr. Maat talked about Brother Polight? and just hearing Polight, it was a trigger.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, it was a trigger because he, Polight and I have history, and we don't have good history. So as soon as someone threw that in the chat, I was like, oh, and that was my opportunity. And my stance on this, Baba, is if he did do it, he's a scumbag. And I think that it's corny, that people are online making 50 million videos about him. Polight has done a lot of stuff that was suspect, right? For years.
Yeah.
And so, to get online now, 8 years later, and make a video attacking him, I think it's corny, Baba. You know what I mean? I just think it's corny. But anyway, Baba, we ain't gonna get no more time and energy of that. Baba, talk to them about the UACI Summer STEM Camp.
That's what I'm talking about, y'all. Let's talk about some real work. Let's talk about some real work that's going on in our community. You know what I'm saying? And I feel your frustration, Dr. Maat, because, I've been involved with our community, with this movement, Black Liberation Movement, for over 30 years, right? And to watch within the last 10 or so how it's gone from work on the ground to entertainment on the internet, you know what I'm saying, is crazy. And some people get labeled as leaders just because they popular. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nothing happening. And good people are listening, good people are learning, and good people are looking for ways to get involved, ways to get engaged, ways to really benefit from this knowledge in our everyday lives. And the UACI Summer STEM Camp is one of them, y'all. The African Center School movement is alive and well in 2023. And I know some fabulous educators, including myself and Dr. Maat, who are out here every day putting in the work. You know what I'm saying? And so it's an honor to be on here today. It's an honor to be able to work with you, Dr. Maat, and use our platforms to and I'm going to stream this to my audience too in a minute, but to use our platform, to pull people in and young people in to some fabulous work that's not only grounding our children in our past, but also preparing our children for the future. You know what I'm saying? I believe that men build. Right. I believe that men build. I don't have time to sit around all day and go back and forth with another man about a concept. Right. No, I have my own beliefs. I have my own opinions, but I want to build around them and put in work around them more so than I just want to talk about it. I can show you better than I can tell you. And I believe in African liberation through education. That's what I believe in. That's what I believe. Right. And so as a result of that belief, I've been engaged with working with Black youth for over 30 years, but we just finished our 13th year at the Uhuru Academy, and we have our virtual program that's K through 12 international now. Dr. Maat enrolled 2 families from Ghana this summer. You know what I'm saying? That's coming in the fall. We already had families in Saudi Arabia, families in London, England. So y'all, our people are waking up and hungry for education worldwide. We have adult education programs, youth education programs, adult Black history courses, the whole 9 yards. Y'all, we're not playing around, okay? But it's for who it's for, right? And the fact that you're watching this broadcast right now, right? The ancestors is telling you there's something that we have to offer is for you. And tonight we're going to focus on the UACI Summer STEM Camp, which is the most fabulous camp, most unique camp you're going to find this summer. It's a virtual camp, right, that combines the best of African history with the best of STEM. Y'all, I've been teaching our story for over 30 years to young people, and we've developed a curriculum called Sankofa for Success. And there's a segment in this curriculum that specifically focuses on the historical African contribution to science, technology, engineering, the arts, mathematics, agriculture, and so on, right? And I have a dynamic young instructor coming on with me, Mr. Sean Gales, who's the #1 public school teacher in his district 2 years in a row using the Uhuru Academy model. We're going to focus on the history. Then we teamed with Dr. Maat. She makes engineers for a living. All right. We're teaming with Conscious Ingenuity, a program that provides our children, exposes our children, and provides our children with project-based curriculum and activities that exposes them to STEM careers, teaches them about circuitry, cyber security, coding, all those foundational skills. Well, in this camp, we're going to be focusing week 1, cyber security. And I had a peek at the curriculum when you showed me, Dr. Maat, and I'm like, oh, it's on and popping, right? Mm-hmm. So week 1 is cyber security. Week 2 is all about machine learning, or what we call AI, and building neural networks. Okay. We've partnered with the CAP Center, which the CAP Center stands for the Cyber Security Assurance and Policy Center at Morgan State University. Shout out to the CAP Center, right? They're helping as far as developing that cyber security curriculum, but more importantly, they're helping us build that pipeline. They're plugging us into a pipeline so we can start building pathways for our children to get careers in these fields that they're learning about. So we're so excited about our relationship with the Cybersecurity Assurance and Policy Center at Morgan State University. You know what I'm saying? So we have that going on. We're working on getting free Chromebooks sent out to all of our students. We've already ordered all of our microbit computers that will be sent out to all of our students that's in this camp. So it's a 2-week experience, but it's a transformative 2-week experience where children will come away not only knowing more about STEM fields and technology, but knowing more about themselves. Because we know this, when our children take ownership in what they learn, they do better.
Come on.
They excel. All the studies show that. Right. And so I'm excited about that. You know, I'm on my, you got me on my soapbox. You got me hyped already, Dr. Maat. But I'm super energized about what's going down from July 10th to July 21st. Y'all need to go to uhuruacademy.com right now. Sign your children up. Once you sign them up, sign your nieces and your nephews up. All right, let's go. We had one parent say they signing their baby up so they can sit there and learn. Okay. And so let's make sure we get on top of this, family, for real.
Absolutely. And Bobby, you see my shirt, my son design. Ain't no, you know, I say this all the time. Ain't no black power without what?
Steam power. That's what I'm talking about.
Ain't no black power without steam power.
That's what I'm talking about.
So we got to get our babies into, you know, science, technology, engineering, art, agriculture, and mathematics, family. So make sure that you get your children enrolled in the UACI Summer STEM Camp. I dropped the link in the chat. Baba, I told them we only down to maybe 12 or 13 slots.
Yeah. We're getting down to our 10 down. You know what I'm saying? So these slots are filling up fast. Don't wait, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Get in there and secure that spot quickly. And I'm gonna tell y'all, we're not boring either. Like we have the most exciting online experience for Black children in the world. Right? At the Uhuru Academy, we do this every day. Right. So we know how to keep them engaged. We know how to keep them laughing, talking, learning, expressing themselves. And like I said, we can show you better than we can tell you. Go check it out. For real.
Hey, so Baba, question. Let's jump into it. We
So,
talked about we didn't I didn't talked about Brother Polite. We got that out. And
and
so
that was the
Corn
warm up.
so
That was the warm up.
that was the warm up. That was the warm up, Baba. And so look, Baba, Cornell West, Cornell West.
Yeah.
I want to jump into that because you've been keeping up with him and what's
Hmm.
going on way more than I have.
Right.
I did hear that he was he announced, that he was going to run for president. And
Yes.
initially, Baba, I thought it was a joke, because
Right.
you see stuff come across your feed on Instagram all the time.
Right.
So when I
Right.
saw it, I was like, is he really? But then I found out that he's really serious about
You speak
running
about it.
about running for president. And
Right.
so I know he's not running as a Democrat or a Republican. He's
Right.
running first. It was, I believe, the Green Party, and then it was like the People's Party, right?
Well, it was the People's Party.
The
Then it
people.
was the Green Party.
Okay, so
Right.
it was the People's
Right.
Party first, and then the
Yeah,
Green
it
Party.
was the People's Party first, but there was some controversy around the man that I guess is the founder of that party, some scandal, and so he moved from there to the Green Party, which was my understanding. He was kind of on the board or organized committee of the Green Party at one time, and he hasn't won the nomination of the Green Party yet. So it's my understanding that he has to actually compete for that nomination within the Green Party. But of course, he's the most high profile that's over there.
Okay, and I just did a quick Google search on the People's Party. It says that it was started by someone named James Weaver and someone named Leonardus L. Polk. And so
Yeah,
these were white folks. It was founded in
yeah, absolutely.
1892. Yeah, it was founded in 1892. And so
Right,
then he's running. Let me see. I said, who started the Green Party, Bob? But just a quick Google search.
right,
Then it says the Green Party. Okay, it says co-chairs. I'm
right.
trying to look, Baba. Who found?
Malcolm said, "Watch out for them liberals."
Come on. It says right here that who founded the Green Party and why the organizing committee was made up of Professor Charlene of California, Henry, Catherine, Gloria, David. It says,
Hmm.
they invited 200 people from 27 issue areas. So talking about the Green Party. So, Baba, I mean, would it be safe to say that both of these parties were founded by white folks?
Yeah, absolutely. Be very safe to say that. Even though, like the Green Party, one year ran Sister Cynthia McKinney, who was a pretty powerful voice out there at one time, and really African centered in a lot of her stances. You know what I'm saying? So these are like some ultra liberal parties that when you look at their talking points, for those of us who are centered and those of us who are revolutionaries, you'll find a lot of talking points that you will agree with. But then you'll also find some things in there that might not, that won't vibe with you. You know what I'm saying? There won't be an explicit endorsement of black nationalism or anything like that. It'll just be like save the trees, and I want to save some trees, and equality for all, and you have some socialist ideas that'll creep in, every now and then. But you also find a lot of the black folks in there complaining after a while, as we often do when we get involved with ultra liberal organizations, about the racism within that organization. You know what I'm saying? And so and that's kind of what you see, and Cornell and others with the Green Party. They don't run to win, they run to speak. Like they run to broaden the platform, because the way it's set up, we know we're not in a true democracy. We're not in,
Exactly.
we have a two-party system, period.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, we have a two-party system. You're either going to have a Republican president or a Democratic president. I think the last time a third-party candidate even sniffed like they might want to do something was way back when I was young, when Ross Perot Jr. ran. You know what I'm saying? But so they really run just to get on that stage and kind of get on that platform and get some issues out. And Cornell talking pretty, liberal, tough, saying that, he wants to dismantle the U.S. empire. And he's depending on who he talking to that day, he putting some pretty strong words out there.
So let's jump into that, Baba. What are some of the things he's proposing? So some of his ideas, because I told you keep up with him way more than I didn't keep up, Baba.
Well, I was curious. And what is he gonna say? Because I have respect for West, but I'm not a big fan of a lot of his ideas, you know what I'm saying? Because it's always like black liberation till it makes someone else uncomfortable. We got to make sure our white brothers are taken care of too, you know. And so I'm not one for I can only be free if everybody else is comfortable too, you know what I'm saying? Because if my freedom makes you uncomfortable, you're just gonna have to be uncomfortable. You understand what I'm saying? But he you know, he talks about housing for all, you know, socialist ideals like housing for all and health care for all. And so you have those ideas on his foreign policy. He's talking about dismantling the imperialistic U.S. military machine and the reliance on war to generate income. So he talks about some powerful things, man. And so he's saying some things that make you say, yeah, there's no way you're getting in the White House. But at least you putting some of those ideas out there. You know, he was even on Black Power Media, and shout out to them, you know, my brother Kalanji and man, you know, for having them on there. And you know, his thing, he'll say, you know, I love my Black Power brothers and sisters, but you know, we just can't be monolithic. We got to think about our white brothers and our Chinese brothers. And so he, you know, he wants to hold hands with everybody around the globe and that sort of thing. So he's more of an idealist to me than a realist. But you know, it is what it is. Cornel West is running for the president as with the Green Party nomination. Now, you know, I don't vote. I vote, but I don't mess with Republicans and Democrats too much. I mostly vote locally, and I vote my issues. We have no friends, you know what I'm saying? And I'll throw a vote. I'll throw a presidential vote to somebody with a radical ideology here and there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So from what I'm seeing, he's making the media rounds. He's expanding his platform, and you know, we'll see how that goes. But we have no friends. It's like Dr. John Henry Clark says. You know, we have no political friends, and that's just what it is.
I mean, that's what it is. And Bob, I was sitting here thinking, oh, let me meet you out real fast. But I don't know why it was just a huge like echo as soon as I started talking. But Baba, I actually share your same sentiments, and thank you so much for educating us on, you know, some of his beliefs and his politics, basically. And so thank you for that. But I wasn't surprised when I heard you describe his politics, because I've seen the women he was married to. Like I was on the phone with one of my colleagues, a meeting with one of my colleagues. Shout out to Dr. James Holly Jr. I was online building with that brother, and I was talking about, you know, I don't want to call him Corny West, but Cornell West. And so I was online and I was building with that brother. And I was like, yeah, that's like I said, he talks black and sleeps white. And he was like, word. And so then we're like Googling and looking at, you know, his spouses. And I see he was married a number of times. I'm not sure if any of them were ever sisters, but I think the one he's married to now, she looks, you know, like she could be either a European or an Arab, like somewhere between that. And see, I don't, you know, for me, Baba, I tune out when I see that you are, you know, married to the others. I can't support that. So when you said that he wants to lock hands with everybody and everybody, I can see that. I looked at who he's married to. So I kind of, you know, I can judge your politics based on who you're married to. So as soon as you tell me, you know, power to the people, and then I know that you sleeping with Becky or Ken, right? I know what your politics. I know what you value. You value whiteness, right? You value whiteness. If you sleeping with white, if you married to someone, because like I tell people all the time, when you get married to someone, you marry that person, you marry that family, you marry the community, you marry their politics, you marry their psychology, you marry their history, you marry their culture. So if you're married to whiteness, then I know what your politics are. And so I don't even bother. I don't support that. I don't support, you know, brothers and sisters that's out here swirling and all of that. And then you want to come talk black to me. I don't support that. So as soon as I heard he was running for president, I said he would never get my bid alone off the fact that he's sleeping with an other, you know. And some people may say, Dr. Maat, that's not fair. You know, love is love, you know, and all of that. No, love is political. I don't care what y'all say. Love is political. And so some people may say, oh, love is love. You can't help who you love. Love is blind. Love is political. And so I know your politics based on who you love. I can gauge what your politics are based on who you love. And so as soon as I know you married to Becky or you married to Ken, I already know what your politics are. And so I'm good. That's for me. I'm just speaking for me. I'm good on you. You know what I mean? And so anyway, did you want to say anything else about brother Cornell West, Baba?
Well, I would say too, also, you know, when you get those of us who get so deeply entrenched in traditional white institutions as he is, right? There are a lot of other relationships, friendships, and partnerships that he has had to engage in, I assume, to survive this long and to thrive this long in the Ivy League system. You know what I'm saying? And so that has to impact your politics as well. You know, I always consider him like the epitome of that. He's about as black as an integrationist could get.
Come on, Baba. That was
He's about,
powerful.
yeah, he's about as black as an integrationist can get, you know. And I'm not an integrationist. I don't trust the United States on integration policies, you know what I'm saying? And but he's the epitome of that for me. Yeah, that's about as pro-black as an integrationist as you can be is Cornel West.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I couldn't agree with you more. Someone says Dr. Cornel West does come across as either agent or detractor. Shout out to brother Willie Lovelace. It says Ray Cornel West does a lot, brother Trump, brother Biden, sister Kamala. My white brothers, my European brothers and sisters, my Russian brothers and sisters talking. Oh my gosh, ex Freeman. Oh my goodness.
Right.
That's true though. I mean, that's true.
Right.
When you
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We build a black nation. He gonna open the gate and let everybody in. That's just what it is.
Yeah, I ain't got time for that, Baba. I don't got time for that. So, Baba, let's move into the hold on, Baba. I'm gonna meet you one more time while I'm talking because it's like this echo I keep hearing. Let's move, Baba, into the destruction of the Titanic Submersible. I want to play a short video for the family while you're sharing. I know, Baba, you said you're going to share this for your viewers. You're going to share this on your platform. So while you're doing that, Baba, I'm going to share this video with the viewers. It's only 5 minutes, family. All right. So let's watch this video together about the destruction of the Titanic Submersible. We know that a submersible went down. I think it was about 4 or 5 people in there, and they were trying to go to the bottom, you know, to see the Titanic. They went down about 12,000, 13,000 feet. But I think a few thousand feet in, there was an implosion, and the people are assumed to have died right during the implosion. And so anyway, let's get into it, family. Let's get into it. I'm gonna play the video, and then Baba and I start building on it. Here we go.
The Titanic submersible that gripped the world's headlines met its end in what the US Coast Guard calls a catastrophic implosion that killed all 5 passengers aboard. But the search that led to this discovery and the race against time to find the passengers alive became a 5-day multinational rescue operation that captured global attention, not least due to the connection to the Titanic, the unsinkable British ship that met its tragic ending in 1912. Here's how it all unfolded and what we know so far about what happened.
This is an incredibly complex search operation.
We're losing time and we're losing opportunity to find them alive.
OceanGate shouldn't have been doing what it was doing.
On Saturday, the 17th of June, OceanGate's Titan submersible prepares for its voyage to the century-old wreck of the Titanic. That day, British billionaire and adventurer Hamish Harding, one of those aboard the sub, posts online saying, "A weather window has just opened up and we're going to attempt a dive tomorrow." He doesn't post online again. At 8 a.m. on Sunday, the Titan submersible begins its descent, triggering the 96-hour countdown, which is the window of oxygen supply the vessel has from the time it's sealed. It should be a 2-hour descent to the wreck of the Titanic, which lies at a depth of 12,500 feet in the North Atlantic Ocean. But 1 hour and 45 minutes after setting off, communications between the sub and the surface vessel are lost. This moment, it later transpires, is seemingly important. The submersible has been scheduled to return to the surface at 3 p.m., but it fails to appear. The coast...
I got to stop it right here, family. I want to stop it right here. They lost communication an hour. I just want to make sure that people hear this, Baba. They lost communication, right, with the submersible an hour after hour and a half after it went down, right? That not only did they lose communication, they, with the people, they also lost tracking. So Baba,
Right.
to me, Baba, 24 hours later, this whole everybody is up in there. They want to run and we got to get the dive team down there. I felt like it was a Johnny come lately sort of thing. I think the moment that they lost communication and tracking of the submersible, they should have rang the alarm then, Baba. And I'm with that guy. It was a white guy that talked about it, James
James
Cameron.
Cameron.
Yeah, James Cameron. And he talked about that. Why did he say so? He knew it was just a circus anyway.
Right.
And they started.
Right. They were gone when they lost tracking.
Yeah, they should. Yeah, they should have. As soon as they lost tracking and communication, you should have sent the dive team down there. And so I just wanted the people to hear, what the commentary is saying, what the narrator is saying in this, that an hour after, right? So where was all the divers and the teams and the ships, and where were all these folks then? So I just wanted to say that. I'm gonna go ahead and keep on going.
Guard is notified at 5:40 p.m. By Monday, US and Canadian ships and planes are swarming the area, some dropping sonar buoys that can monitor to a depth of 13,000 feet. Search teams stress that this is a remote area and a challenge to conduct a search. Officials also ask commercial vessels for help. On Tuesday, noises, reported to be banging sounds, are detected over several hours by a Canadian aircraft, which is equipped with gear to trace submarines. The noises temporarily offer hope that the Titan is still intact and that its occupants are alive and trying to communicate by banging on the hull. Officials later say analysis of the sound is inconclusive. At this point, Hamish Harding's friend says hopes are not high.
As it stands right now, it would be a miracle if they are recovered alive.
At 2 a.m. on Wednesday, the US Coast Guard announces it's deploying remotely operated vehicle searches to the area where the sounds were detected. A French research ship equipped with a deep-sea diving vessel makes its way to the search area.
The surface search is now approximately 2 times the size of Connecticut, and the subsurface search is up to 2.5 miles deep.
On Thursday at 6 a.m. Eastern Time, the 96-hour oxygen window closes, diminishing any last hopes of finding the passengers alive. At 2 p.m., a debris field found on the seabed is confirmed to contain pieces of the Titan submersible. The pieces were found by a robotic diving vehicle deployed from a Canadian ship, lying some 1,600 feet from the bow of the Titanic. The US Coast Guard confirms the debris is consistent with the loss of the pressure chamber and an implosion, and that there were no survivors. So, when did the sub meet its fate? During the search operation, sonar buoys in the water didn't detect any loud or violent noise that would have been generated by an implosion. That suggests it happened before the search began. The position of the debris field near the Titanic seems to suggest the failure occurred near the end of its descent, all the way back on Sunday around 9:45 a.m., when contact with the sub was lost. Separately, it's been reported that acoustic data detected by the US Navy had an anomaly consistent with an implosion or explosion near the submersible's location when its communications were lost. In an interview with Reuters, James Cameron, who directed the Oscar-winning movie Titanic and has ventured to the wreck in subs himself, said he learned of the acoustic findings within a day and deduced what it meant.
Search. 4 days of search. They're searching everywhere. They were running around with their hair on fire. The sub was right where it was. It was literally on the seafloor below its last known position. Look, Monday morning when I first found out about the incident, within an hour and a half, I had the following information. They were on descent. They were at 3,500 feet. They lost comms and tracking. We got confirmation within an hour that there had been a loud bang at the same time that that comms were lost. I knew what happened. Sub imploded. I sent emails to everybody I know. I said, we've lost some friends. The sub has imploded. I really hoped and prayed I was wrong, but I knew it wasn't.
Now, Baba, I agree 1,000% with what he said. And also, Baba, what you said in the chat. you were like, you know, the whole thing was a farce, like the search party.
Right.
You said it's a farce. Bob, expound on that, please.
Well, they knew as soon as they lost tracking that they were gone, right? That the sub was gone, and something happened. The tracking device on those submersibles is kind of like the black box in an airplane. It's on an independent power source, and it's pretty much the only way you lose it is if it's destroyed. Something physical had to have happened for them to lose tracking. Losing comms is one thing, but to lose tracking is something totally different. You know, and then you saw they said the Navy picked up something that was consistent with an implosion right near where it was supposed to be, you know, that day. So the search of the whole 4 and 5 days of searching, that's media spin, that's opportunities for countries to look good PR moment. Hey, the French are showing up, the US is showing up, you know what I'm saying? A great distraction for the media. Let's have the whole world looking at this and not think about, like, for example, the 700 refugees off the coast of Greece that capsized and were lost at sea around that same time. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and you still have, of course, you still have the war in Ukraine and that sort of thing. And I mean, you got African leaders doing some amazing things as far as standing up. There was a big summit, I believe, this past week, World Summit, where African leaders was shouting down on European leaders, and shout out to the president of Kenya and the president of South Africa. And so there are a lot of things going on in the world right now, but that accident was an opportunity to kind of for the media to kind of captivate everybody for a few days, get some clicks. It's all about capitalism, but there was no search. They were searching for debris. They were searching for remains from day one. But those inside that community, those scientists and those experts, they knew that those people were gone, you know, when it happened.
When it happened, exactly, Baba. And I mean, I agree with you 1,000%. They already knew, Baba. The Navy picked up on the acoustics. They already knew. So, like you said, it was just a farce. It was a farce. It was, as Brother Willie Lovelace said, it was sensationalism, and it was a distraction, Bob. I couldn't agree with you more. And speaking of James Cameron, he did an interview with on CNN, and I'm only going to play just maybe 2 minutes of this, right? Because this is when he gets into the fact that they didn't test the submersible. Who goes down? Who wants to go down 13,000 feet, Baba, in an ocean, in a submersible that wasn't tested? And so James Cameron said, well, look, me and my buddies, we designed one because, remember, he did write the Titanic. He wanted to go down and see one, but he said, I took the risk. He said he went down in a single submersible, a single-seater submersible to look at the Titanic. But he said that was a risk that I was willing to take. He said I wouldn't dare bring anybody down there, you know, with me, or let alone ask somebody to do that for me. But this is a 5-passenger submersible that wasn't tested, Baba. And so when I looked at this, who does this? Who goes down there 13,000 feet?
They say he used a PlayStation controller.
Hold on, Baba. Let me finish my thought. Who the hell goes down in a 13,000 feet under the damn ocean? You know, like you said, with a remote control, with a game controlled submersible that wasn't tested. Like who does that? You get what I'm saying? And so anyway, Baba, let me play this. Let me just play this.
The community needs to know exactly what happened.
You've made dozens of, I mean, just extraordinary deep water expeditions, including more than 30 to the Titanic itself. You've also gone far deeper than the 13,000 feet where the Titanic is. I think you've gone deeper than just about anybody into the ocean. I wrote it into I forgot the name of the place you went, but the Challenger Deep, which is just extraordinary. Deep, You went in your own design. Yeah, you went in your own designed craft that's a submersible that was experimental and didn't go through the sort of the standard safety protocols. But the difference is you were not taking passengers on board. Would you ever have taken passengers on board a submersible that had not gone through the standard maritime safety protocols?
No, not at all. I mean, my sub that I went to the Challenger Deep dove safely 3 times deeper than Titanic. We made multiple dives in that sub. That sub was a single seater, and it was only contemplated that myself and the engineer with whom I co-designed the vehicle would be the only pilots of that sub, and we worked on it for 7 years. We knew every detail of it intimately. I was involved in every phase of the testing. So, you know, I assessed the risks. I understood them very well, and those were risks I was willing to take. I would never take it upon myself to ask someone else to take that type of risk. And if I were designing a multi-seat vehicle where I intended to be the pilot, we'd go through all of the rigorous test protocols and review protocols that you have with, let's say, ABS, which is the American Bureau of Shipping, or DNV, or German Lloyd's, who are the major you know, bureaus that class a sub. They call it classing, but it's basically certification. And I think it was unconscionable that this group did not go through that rigorous process.
Let me stop right here, Baba. Let me stop right here. Because people throw tomatoes at me, Baba, when I talk about vetting. People threw tomatoes at me when I talked about testing and everything going through a process to be vetted. That things need to be vetted. Things need to be examined.
Yes.
Oh, Dr. Maat, Dr. Maat, the brother, he said he's an autodidact. So, oh, you got to get a white man's degree. Or you, and I never said a white person. I just said that when you, hold on, Bob, I'm going to mute you out. I'm just saying that when you come to the community and you're coming with information, you're coming with products, I'm saying that all of that needs to be examined by experts in the field to ensure that what you are bringing is legit, to make sure that it's legit, to make sure that it's safe. I got tomatoes thrown at me for saying that. Now we understand the importance of rigorous testing. So when people come to me, my student, oh, Dr. Maat, you know, man, brothers can teach themselves anything. We could teach ourselves anything. I said, okay. Would you want to get on a plane that was designed by engineers that never went through a qualification process? These are the people that they were autodidacts, and they sat down, they put together an engine, they sat down and put together the circuit components. Would you want to get on a plane flown by them? Or better yet, would you want to take your family on a plane that's being flown by a pilot who was an autodidact? He just was watching video games, Baba, and he just, you know, that's how he learned how to fly. He read some books, he watched some YouTube videos, he may have went up a couple of times. Would you do it? And the answer is no. We got to understand the importance of vetting, the importance of testing. That's why in engineering, we have what's called the engineering design process. Let me bring this up, family. I teach this to my students, the engineering design process. Let's look at it. Let's look at it. Engineering design process. The first step, you define the problem. The second step, you do background research. Third step, you specify requirements. Fourth step, you brainstorm, evaluate, and then you choose a solution. Fifth step, you develop a prototype. Then what do? You actually test your solution, family. And then when you're testing your solution or testing your creation or your innovation, you may find flaws in your design that you got to go back and improve. So this portion right here is like an iterative, you're like in an iterative cycle right here. You got to go back, then you go back and you improve it. You know, and see right here, it says based on results and data, make the design changes, prototype, test again, and review new data. And you continue going around in this loop until you perfect it. And once you perfect it, look at this. It says your solution meets the requirements, right? It says partially or not all. And then you communicate your results to the people. The engineering design process. That's why this process is put in place. These people are dead right now, Baba, because someone created something. Someone created something, Baba. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Someone created something that didn't go through the rigorous process of testing. You have to test. You have to vet. You have to examine. You got to show and prove. You just don't create something and say, I'm going to take 5 lives, 13,000 feet down under the ocean. But when I said that, when I talked about and stressed the importance of vetting people, vetting your information, vetting your programs, people got mad at me when I said, there's a lot of African-centered programs out here who say they got STEM programs, but they don't have STEM experts on the staff. People got mad with me. You know, people got mad with me. Oh, I'm teaching STEM. I'm an educator. I can teach anything. No, you can't. I'll argue you down because you're not an expert on everything. Bring in the experts to teach. Now, you may know how the art of teaching, the pedagogical strategies, and how to do that. But as far as the content, you better bring on the experts, the historians, the culturalists, the people who understand economics and politics and science and math. You better bring on the experts. So people got mad with Dr. Maat when I said, oh no, people need to be vetted to make sure that you are who you say you are. Programs need to be vetted, right? Inventions and innovations need to be vetted. I got tomatoes thrown at me, Baba. And now we see that 5 people are dead because someone created something that wasn't vetted. Baba, I yield the mic to you.
You're 110% correct. You're 1,000% correct. You know, one of the things that I've always advised people to do, you know, especially when in the YouTube generation and you know, you got people on the lecture circuit that wants to come into your community and you pay them money because they're popular and you want them to come tell your community how to organize. I always tell people first, ask them what they're doing at home.
Come on, Baba.
Ask what they look, y'all. I can read a few books and come to your neighborhood and sound real deep. For real, I can read. I study Blueprint for Black Power by Dr. Amos Wilson. I could study The Browder File by Anthony T. Browder, read a couple Messages to the Black Man, Elijah Muhammad, and I can give myself an African name and walk into the average Black neighborhood and be a Black Power guru. But it doesn't mean that I did anything where I was from, that I've ever built anything. And I may just be relying on your dollars to subsidize my way of life because I make you feel good for a couple of hours. I make you feel real Black. But the whole goal is to achieve Black liberation. The whole goal is to implement strategies that were laid down by practitioners, just like science. Everything is a science. In building the Uhuru Academy, right? We are humble enough to understand that I don't teach everything.
Me the Bible.
It's not my job. Now I can expose you, but I can expose you to anything. I can introduce you to anything. But as far as teaching, no, I go get the experts. When it comes to STEM, I talk to Dr. Oya Mayat, you know, we got Dr. Abdullah Adesanya here on the campus here at UASC International, and I defer. Right? I defer. I could put things in place. I could find great curriculum. But when it comes to explaining it, if you have access to people who know, who live and walk in that, then humble yourself and reach out to those people. Even in starting our school, we didn't have many examples at home. But as soon as we found people who had been doing it, Dr. Baruti and others that had been doing it longer than us, then sat down like, okay, what are some of the obstacles that you ran into? What are some of the victories? What are some of the challenges, right? I've never had a problem with someone asking me about my qualifications. Who asked you to start a school, right? And so the arrogance and the hubris that can come with being a natural genius or being naturally brilliant, you know, it's kind of like, I'm sure it was somebody who could hoop better than LeBron, but he didn't like to go to practice. Right? He didn't like to run the drills. He didn't think he needed to show up on time, or he or she. I've seen people in the music industry, super talented, but can't make a meeting. Right? Just not going to read the contract, not there to help with the marketing, the whole 9 yards. They say, just put me on stage. And it sounds like this guy, this engineer, he was just ready to be on stage. You know, and it's my understanding the guy that owned it, he's been on stage before. He's a daredevil, a thrill seeker. And in that community, he was already seen as like a maverick and you know what I'm saying, somewhat of a revolutionary. So it seems like he got caught up in his own hubris. And as a result, this is what you get.
Absolutely. I mean, absolutely, Baba. I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree with you more. Shout out to Queen Mother Cynthia Rose. She said vet everything. I wouldn't dare put my family, take my son. One of the guys had his son with him, Baba. I wouldn't dare put Jalen on a submersible going down 13,000 feet and not have said, hey, has this submersible been tested? Has it gone through that? Who vetted this submersible? Who vetted this? What process has it gone through? Let me see the result. This is my life and this is my son's life. And as someone said in the chat, arrogance, Baba. The arrogance.
Right, absolutely.
The
I
arrogance.
wouldn't even get on a new. I wouldn't get on a new roller coaster. Yeah, I got to watch out ride it a few times. I ain't even getting on a new roller coaster
Come
until
on, Baba.
I know that it had a few cycles around the track. So yeah, vet everything, and fall in love with the scientific process, Black folk. You know what I'm saying? Let's fall in love with that in everything that we do. What if we ran all our decisions as families and as communities through a vetting process? What if we didn't lead with our emotions? What if they couldn't come to us and say, well, this white woman got keep hot sauce in her purse. She must not be prejudiced. Well, let's vote for her. What what if we really vetted Hillary Clinton and found out what her family was doing in Haiti? And you know what I'm saying? Even with Kamala, she came, oh, she black vice president. Then they dropped the white Jewish husband on you. Okay, well, she married white. Then next thing you look up, she was locking up black folks left and right in California, man, the queen of mass incarceration. But by that time, it was time to go vote. We were already at the polls. You vetted it too late. We were so caught up in the emotions. She black. Then you found out she was half Indian. He wasn't even all the way black. You know what I'm saying? Like, God, they just trickled it all down to it. We just got so caught up. He gonna nominate a black woman. Chucking pearls and all that type of stuff. And then all the other stuff started coming out. And now you done painted yourself in the corner like, well, see, we committed now. And we got to go down in the submersible. And then we all got on and went down in that submersible. Now look at them.
Baba.
We imploding too.
Baba, why you call it the queen of mass incarceration?
Queen of mass incarceration in California. But she black. You gotta vote for her. Oh, this is progress. And we all emotional. And we got in that submersible with the Democrats, and now we imploding.
Oh, Baba, that's facts. That's facts. And Baba, I can't wait until I actually can wait. I'm just saying, I just using it as a figure of speech. I can wait until the semester starts, but I can't wait because in my class, I teach a class, a freshman class, Introduction to Electrical Engineering, and in that class, we have it's split into 3 modules, Baba. The first module is Introduction to Electrical equipment, right? Electrical lab equipment. The second module is Python programming, and the third module is professional development. And within the professional development module, or during the execution or deployment of the professional development module, we talk about professional ethics. And I emphasize to my students that engineers have to abide by our professional ethics, because if we don't, we can kill people. We can kill people if we don't test our ideas or our circuits and our innovations, if we don't test them properly, if we lie about our results and our findings, right? We can actually kill people. And so I have them research different incidents where people violated what we call the IEEE ethical canons. And so I had them research an incident, and it'll show that lives were lost. We can kill engineers and scientists. We can kill people if we don't abide by our ethics, if we don't have high ethics and we don't abide by our ethics. And so I just want to share my screen one more time, Bob. I know you said she's going in today. Just want to share my screen, Bob. I just want to show the family. I want to show the family a few of the slides that I show my students. It says ethics in science and engineering. Scientific and engineering professions have high standards of ethics. We have to, Baba. If not, we're going to kill people. It says decisions of scientists and engineers affect own lives and those of the public as well. Incorrect reporting of development from laboratory can endanger someone's life. Cheating on the design can cause lives. And see, this is the type of conversations that I have with my students. So it says, as engineers, what do we must do? We have to uphold and advance the integrity, honor, and dignity of the engineering profession. Engineers, we use our knowledge and skills for enhancement of human welfare. Engineers have to be honest and impartial and serving with fidelity the public, their employers and clients. And we always have to strive to increase the competence and prestige of the engineering profession. Again, why? We can endanger lives. And so, Baba, and I'm only going to show these 2 slides, Baba, and that's it for me. But we abide by these codes. It's called the IEEE Code of Ethics. And this is what we teach in our institutions. And this is what we encourage our students to always uphold and practice and promote. 1, accept responsibility in making decisions consistent with the safety, health, and welfare of the public, and to disclose promptly factors that might endanger the public or the environment. 2, we say you got to avoid real and perceived conflicts of interest whenever possible, and to disclose them to affected parties when they do exist. 3, be honest and realistic in stating claims or estimates based on available data. 4, reject bribery in all its forms. 5, improve the understanding of technology, its appropriate application, and potential consequences, right? 6, maintain and improve our technical competence, and to undertake technological tasks for others only if qualified by training or experience or at the full disclosure of pertinent limitations. Wait a minute, Bob. And now you see why Dr. Maat always say, wait a minute, are you qualified? I always ask folks, are you qualified to teach what you're teaching? Are you qualified to practice what you practice? Are you qualified? Right? And if you're not, that's cool. But what does it say right here? Full disclosure of pertinent limitations, right? So it says, seek, accept, and offer honest criticism of technical work, to acknowledge and correct errors, and to credit properly the contribution of others. So that's why I hate plagiarism a lot, Baba, especially in this communication. In this community, I hear a lot of people parroting folks and all of that. Where did you get it from? Credit properly the contributions of other people, right? Don't just sit here and parrot the information as if it came from you. Treat fairly all persons regardless of such factors as race, religion, gender, disability, age, and national origin. Avoid injuring others, their property, reputation, or employment by false or malicious action. And lastly, assist colleagues and co-workers in their professional development and to support them in following this code of ethics. So we don't play around, Baba. In my classroom, this is what we talk about. We go through the IEEE Code of Ethics, and I see clearly, I don't know what engineers, even if there were engineers who designed it, I'm assuming there were, but they clearly, Baba, did not abide by the IEEE Code of Ethics. Clearly, right? Clearly. They didn't test, and so as a result, 5 lives are gone. Including a little boy. A guy was on there with his son. And do you know how old the son was, Bob? I didn't catch that.
19.
19 years old. Life is gone.
Yeah, he's 19. Yeah, 19.
Life is gone.
Yeah. And that's the disease of capitalism too. That's the disease of capitalism. You're talking about $250,000 a head. You're talking about a financial windfall. You're talking about the pressure of getting back your investment. I think he invested almost $40 million in the submersible and trying to get that back. And people tend to cut corners when obscene amounts of money get involved. And that's why those code of ethics are necessary. You should not assume that everyone is being ethical, not even scientists. That's why even when the whole C-19 and things were going on, a lot of people, we're not going to assume that what the pharmaceutical industry offers us, we're not going to assume that they follow the ethical standards, especially when you come out with medicine that fast. How did you go through your whole process and came out with something that was tested and that was safe? Or was it the pressure of capitalism that said, shoot something in their arm? Because capitalism needs everybody to get back outside and spend money, right? And so somebody on the submersible may have been under monetary pressure. Hey man, we need this approved. I need you to say that this is safe. As my lead engineer, you don't understand. I'm on a deadline. I need you to say that this is safe. Yep. Right. And so, other communities, other scientific communities fall victim to that as well. That's why like you said, that code of ethics is important, and it must be taught. And it must be taught and hammered in, because there are temptations out here to cut corners.
Mm-hmm. And that's why you saw one of the rules said reject all bribery in all
reject
forms.
all bribe. Right. Right.
Like you said, he invested all of these. You said it was $40 million, Baba. So like you said, I'm trying to get that back.
I got to flip. It's a flip.
I'm trying to get this back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I need this. I need this to be approved. I need somebody to say it's safe to dive, and somebody said it, and boom. But how many things are approved by the USDA from bribes that aren't really healthy? How many products are on the shelf in our supermarkets right now that are not healthy, but somehow they've been approved to be on the shelf.
Come on, Baba.
Right. And so again, that's the disease. That's one of the diseases of capitalism. Right. And if the people in power do not have ethics, right, then everyone is in danger. Everyone within the scope of their power is in danger. And I can't imagine, a state being as unethical as the United States of America has been, particularly towards our people. And then when we start parroting those lack of ethics in our own community, I think about growing up in the neighborhood and once cats started selling crack to their own mamas and aunties, they crossed a line, an ethical line that our community still hasn't fully recovered from.
Facts, Baba. Facts.
Women and children supposed to be safe in the world of gangsterism. And when our community crossed that line of ethics, that ethical line, even on that level, we pay for it. And those of us who are most vulnerable, the masses always pay for the lack of ethics, being committed by those who are rich. Air pollution, clean water. Go talk to the people of Flint, Michigan about ethics. Because somebody who was called a scientist said that water was safe before that whole disaster happened.
Said the levees. Yep. Said the levees were good to go.
And said the levees were good to go. Yes.
We talk about that too. Yes, they said the levee. Oh, it's okay. And then look what happened. Look what happened. So I agree 1,000% with what you're saying. And Baba, that's more the reason why we need to be in the business of cultivating our own scientists, our own mathematicians, our own engineers, and our own producers of technology. Baba, let's go in close us out with the UACI STEM camp.
Again, y'all. So y'all see that, I had some black folks saying, it's, if God wanted us to go to the bottom of the ocean, he wouldn't have made it so dark. Them white folk were stupid for always trying to go places, right? No, that part, no, y'all.
Right.
We need to do it better.
Come on, Baba.
We need to do it better. We need to understand the world around us. We need to understand the universe that we are in, and we need to be about the business of developing the technology to help us understand that. Because the more we understand where we are, the more we'll understand who we are. Right. So let's be about the business of raising and cultivating ethical scientists. And the UACI Summer STEM Camp is one of those opportunities, excuse me, one of those programs, right? From July 10th to July 21st, we combine the best of our past with the brightness of our future. All right. The Uhuru Academy's African history curriculum, conscious ingenuities, science, technology, engineering, agriculture, and math curriculum, all in one camp, right? July 10th, July 21st, go to uhuruacademy.com, sign your baby up today, ages 8 to 16. We're only taking 30 students, and I believe we have between 10 to 12 slots left. All right. And we're getting inquiries as we speak. So y'all want to go over there and do that. If you ain't learned anything from the news this week, yeah, they try to distract us with a submersible, but also come away with it saying, man, we need more scientists. We need to be studying the bottom of the ocean. We need to study space. We need to study the land. Y'all understand what I'm saying? And so let's get our babies engaged in STEM. All right, y'all, something y'all looking at your computer right now. I wonder if the government looking back at me. Well, if somebody in your house was engaged in STEM, they can tell you whether or not the government's looking back at you. And if they are looking at you, they can tell you exactly how they doing it. You know what I'm saying? So let's not walk around with our head in the clouds. Let's ground our babies. Let's ground our babies in science, in technology, right? And that's not taking them away from nature, because nature is technology, and we need scientists that can create and innovate in ways that don't harm nature. So let's build pipelines, and the UACI Summer STEM Camp is one of those pipelines. Go to uhuruacademy.com today, right, and sign up. You can also go to consciousingenuity.com to get more information as well. But we look forward to teaching your babies this summer, and y'all, we do this right, and we gonna do this right. There'll be a UACI camp every time the babies are out of school. A fall break UACI camp, a winter break UACI camp, a spring break UACI camp. And by the time we hit next summer, It's going to be a global UACI camp. So get in on the ground floor today. Get in today. And y'all, this ain't something we just popped up. We've been slow cooking this. We did our pilot last year. It was very successful. And so now we're coming in this year on another level, and we want you, your family, to grow with us.
Ashe, Baba. And you told him about the Google Chromebooks and microbits. You said all that, Baba?
Oh yeah. And the babies are coming away. Not only do they come away with certificates of completion and achievement in our African history curriculum and in the conscious ingenuity STEM curriculum, but they also coming away with their very own microbit computer that they could continue to learn coding and basic programming with, and their own Google Chromebooks that they can keep. Right. So we bridging that technology gap. We're bridging the technology gap. So many of our youth don't have access to technology. And those who do, look at them just as gaming devices or entertainment devices. We want to show them how to use them for tools for success, as tools for innovation, tools for creation, what they were actually built for. We don't want to raise another generation of consumers. Let's raise a generation of producers.
Come on. Ashe, Baba. Ashe, family. Make sure that you sign up. Sign up, family. We're down to about 10 slots, Baba said. I said 12 or 13. Baba said about 10, family. So they're going 30 students, virtual. Initially, we were going to do virtual in person, but we said it's going to be totally virtual. You're going to be on with me, Baba, Brother Sean Gales, 2 instructors from Conscious Ingenuity. 5 instructors are going to be online with your babies from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Friday from July the 10th to July the 21st. They're going to walk away with skills, right? Information, skills, a Google Chromebook, a microbit computer, right? A certificate. All right. And so, family, make sure that you get your children enrolled in STEM, right? Because what I always say, ain't no black power without STEAM power. Remember, you heard it from me, because all these people try to take my mantra. They always try to take them, Bob, and run with it. But you heard Dr. Maat say, ain't no black power without STEAM power. Science, technology, engineering, art, and agriculture, and mathematics. And so, as Baba said, we believe in liberation through education and also independence through STEAM. Ashe, independence through STEAM. All right, family. So with that said, Baba, we'll be back on. You and I'll probably be back on probably Monday or Wednesday, probably tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll be back on, family, to talk about some more events. And so, Baba, thank you so much for coming through. My audience,
thank you, Dr. Maat.
What up, family? Thank you so much for coming through, my audience, family. I see all of you in the building. And I love how, Baba, when we're on, I try to read as many as the comments as I can, because the chat is so engaged. And this is a platform for the thinkers and doers. That's why I tell folks, this is a platform for the intellectuals and the thinkers and the doers. That's what this platform is about. And so I want to take some time out to shout out the my audience family that's in the building. Shout out to everyone. Make sure, family, that you thumb up this video. Thumb up the video, family, and also share this video, okay? In this age, in this 21st century, in the 21st century, each one teach one is just hitting a button, right? You hit a button, you share it on your page, and hundreds of people have seen it. So make sure, family, that you thumb up this video. Also share this video, family. And if you're watching on Facebook or another platform, make sure you hit on over to YouTube, right? Subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the notification bell, so that as soon as I go live, you will be notified. Bobby, tell the people where they can find you, because I see people asking you, asking for your contact information. So please.
Yes, absolutely. Y'all, you can email me directly at babaamin@uhuraacademy.com or info@uhuraacademy.com. You can also give me a call at 682-233-5054. All right. So get at me. If you've tried to get at us and we haven't been able to reach back out to you, forgive us, charge us to our head, not to our hearts. We do get a lot of inquiries. I told y'all we run out of spots. We do get a lot of inquiries. So I appreciate your persistence and your patience, but I guarantee you, we're going to get back at you. Get at me directly. babaamin@uhuraacademy.com or 682-233-5054. Let's talk. Let's make this happen.
And I'm Baba. I've been putting it out there. July the 3rd is the cutoff. We're not accepting anybody after July the 3rd. And let me tell you why. We're going to send out the equipment on July the 3rd. We're going to start sending people their STEM kits. Oh, Baba, we forgot about the t-shirts. We got the t-shirts coming,
Yes.
Baba.
Yes,
Baba,
yes.
you got Baba, you got to get those sizes to me.
The sizes.
I know you sent
They're
out
coming in. They're coming in. I'm waiting on the parents to send them. So yeah, we're working it out.
So we got we're getting so the t-shirt, all of that stuff. And so anyway, we're going to be sending all this stuff out the week of July the 3rd to ensure that your child has what he or she needs to start on July the 10th. We want to make sure everyone has what they need. And so for Johnny come latelys, I want to register my child the day before, and then your child's going to start. And we can't afford it. We're not, and I don't want to do that to those children, Baba. For them to join the camp and they can't participate in the activities because they don't have the equipment. July the 3rd is the cutoff, family. So make sure, like Baba said, we're down to 10 slots. Make sure this week that you enroll. So on July the 3rd, we can ship out your STEM kit, and Baba's going to have a parent or orientation. We're going to have a parental orientation where you're going to meet the whole staff. And we're going to talk about the camp. So there's an orientation for the parents, I think the Sunday before or something like that, Sunday or Saturday before the start of the program. So anyway, family, make sure that you enroll your children ASAP. Baba, do you have any closing words for the listening audience?
Hey, we appreciate y'all. Thanks for taking your time out this Sunday to build with us. I pray everybody got something from it that you can take and give to somebody else.
Ashe. All right, Baba. Let's head on out, Baba.
Ashe.
The Apostle. Genesis Days, Paradigm Shift. Peace.
On the day the Apostle. Genesis Days. Straight from the scene of misery and stress, right around the corner from skinny jeans and death. Born in iniquity, families in debt. Came a rare breed, the last MC left. Yes, exclamation, last blessed the nation. The game been dead way past expiration. I came to breathe life, now that's respiration. Let's astro project to unknown destinations. Past the crossroads where souls and thoughts go. Flying through the heavens, embrace the cosmos. You enter the realm with no sound, your thoughts glow. A journey through my mind and find what Lord knows. Street mysticism with ancient wisdom. Rebel soul flow to take back the system. While you reminiscing with the game's missing, I answered your prayers, just take a seat and listen.
Taking over your radio, stereo, coming through your speakers. Let us put you in a soul. Your ears are like the speakers to your soul. So let the music take control. We taking over your radio, stereo, coming through your speakers. Let us put you in a soul. Your ears are like the speakers to your soul. So let the music take control.
This a breath of fresh air, heaven for your ears. You waited for so long, but it's evident it's here. It's like a comet that comes every several years. You search for a cure, now the medicine is here. Not in capsules, it's active rap flows that go through earlobes and captures your soul. Penetrate the mind, transcend through time, make you wanna play it again. Come rewind. I'm not a witch doctor, just a hip hop where that spit rhyme flows to balance your chakras. On another plane, on the other things, meditate in the rain, waiting on the mother plane. Saw it in a dream, turned out it was a vision. Caught an intuition of my prophetic mission to weaponize the rhythm, the war with the system, set free the slaves, unlock the mental prisons.
Take this over your radio, stereo, coming through your speakers. Let us put you in a soul. Your ears are like the speakers to your soul. So let the music take control. We taking over your radio, stereo, coming through your speakers. Let us put you in a soul. Your ears are like the speakers to your soul. So let the music take control.
Relax yourself, want to dedicate this. Relax yourself, world peace of mind. 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 Relax yourself, world peace of mind.